In the early 19th century, my ancestors, the Huron-Wendat, were faced with a series of situations that threatened our way of life and even our very survival. Living in Lorette, a few kilometers northwest of Quebec City, the Huron-Wendat found themselves cut off from their traditional hunting grounds by the residents of Valcartier and the surrounding area. Several years later, the population of the Huron-Wendat increased significantly. Then, the Irish and French Canadians settled at Stoneham and Tewksbury, with the result that the Huron-Wendat had to travel even farther from their homes to feed themselves as they always had, by hunting and fishing. They also farmed, raising a little corn and potatoes. But their crops and the game and fish they caught were often not enough to feed the many people in the community. Later on as well, Parc des Laurentides and the private hunting and fishing clubs were created. Around this time, the village of Lorette, today known as Wendake, became a tourist center visited by people from all over Quebec. These visitors came in search of the exotic. The people in the community began making souvenirs for sale to the visitors. Over time, the Huron-Wendat women refined their techniques and began specializing in the production of a wide range of embroidered items. Sometimes stitched on animal hides, sometimes on fabric, and even on birch bark, these moose hair embroidered items became more and more elaborate. The craft industry of the Huron-Wendat grew rapidly, thanks in part to the initiative and entrepreneurship of Marguerite Lawinonki-Vincent and Paul Oudawaton-Picard. Once again, the families living in the community could ensure their livelihood. In fact, the Huron-Wendat brand name did so well that today Wendake is famous for numerous products that my people adapted to modern needs, while nevertheless preserving our knowledge of traditional techniques that are a fundamental part of our identity.